They had locked him out of the nursery 3 nights in a row. He kept coming back. And the 4th night, they finally listened. Kwaku Asante worked nights at a data warehouse, which meant that 3 nights a week, his wife Priya was alone in the house with their 7-week-old daughter Amma and their 6-year-old Labrador mix named Bo. Priya was a biomedical researcher. She applied rigor to everything, including sleep scheduling, including dog behavior, including the question of whether Bo's new obsession with sitting outside the nursery door represented something she needed to address, or simply a dog adjusting to a changed household. She decided, on a Tuesday, that it was the latter. The nursery door got closed at 9 p.m. Bo sat outside it. He scratched twice and she called to him from the bedroom. He stopped. At 11:47 p.m. she heard him again. She was too tired to get up. He stopped on his own after a few minutes. At 2:14 a.m., the scratching returned. Not frantic, not loud. A deliberate, rhythmic pressure against the door at regular intervals. She went out. She opened the nursery door. Bo walked in, went to the crib, and pressed his nose between the rails. Amma was asleep. She looked fine. Priya watched for a moment, picked Bo up gently by the collar, and led him back to the hall. Closed the door. Went back to bed. Wednesday night, same sequence. Thursday night, same. She called Kwaku on Friday morning and told him the dog was developing a behavior problem. Kwaku came home Friday evening and watched Bo for 20 minutes. He said quietly, "He doesn't look anxious to me. He looks focused." Priya said, "He's disrupting Amma's sleep." Kwaku said, "Is Amma's sleep being disrupted?" She stopped. It wasn't. Amma was sleeping in the same pattern she always had. The dog sitting outside the door and occasionally scratching at it was disrupting Priya's sleep, not Amma's. If you stay for stories about what animals sense before we do, you're in the right place. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Friday night, Kwaku left the nursery door open. He set up the baby monitor on the widest angle it allowed, pointed at the crib. He went to sleep. At 1:52 a.m., the monitor showed Bo enter the nursery, approach the crib, nose through the rails, and hold position. He held it for 22 seconds. Then he went to the doorway and looked down the hall toward their bedroom. Then back to the crib. 3 times. Kwaku watched this on the monitor screen and got up. Amma was breathing. Her color looked normal in the monitor's night vision green, but when he leaned over the crib, he felt it, the slight warmth rising from her that wasn't the warmth of sleep. Her temperature was 100.8. At 7 weeks old, any fever above 100.4 is a pediatric emergency. He woke Priya. They were in the car within 4 minutes. At the emergency room, Dr. Patience Furry, pediatric emergency, 8 years, confirmed a fever in a 7-week-old and ran the full neonatal sepsis protocol. Blood culture, urine culture, lumbar puncture, standard, necessary, terrifying. The cultures came back at 32 hours, a urinary tract infection, early stage, bacterial, fully treatable. Dr. Ofori said, "The morning they were discharged, you caught this at the right time. In a 7-week-old, a UTI presenting as a developing fever. The window between a fever we can treat comfortably and a situation that becomes significantly more complicated is not large. Hours, maybe less." She looked at both of them. "What made you check her?" "The dog?" Kwaku said. "Has your dog ever woken you up in the middle of the night for a reason that turned out to matter more than you knew? Tell us in the comments. These stories deserve to be heard." Bo slept on the floor of the NICU waiting room both nights they were there. Nobody made him leave. The nurses let him stay. When Amma came home, he went directly to her bassinet and exhaled one long breath through his nose. Then he lay down beside it and did not move for the rest of the evening. Priya sat on the floor beside him. She put her hand on his back. He pressed into it slightly. She thought about the door she had closed 3 nights in a row, the alarm she had dismissed, the focused rhythmic scratching she had categorized as behavioral. She thought about the difference between a dog adjusting to a changed household and a dog who was the only one in the house with the right equipment to know something was wrong. Every guardian deserves to be recognized, even the ones who never asked for anything in return. If stories like this matter to you, subscribe so you never miss the next one. Amma is 4 months old now. The door to the nursery is always open. Bo still sleeps there every night. Not because they ask him to. Because he has decided that's where he belongs. The next story involves a golden retriever who curled around a sleeping newborn on the first night home, and the retired pediatric cardiologist next door who saw the footage and said something nobody expected.